I brought you to the park today because you need to surround yourself with a positive energy, positive environment, and the outdoors is always the best place to start to refresh, recharge, invigorate yourself. During this pandemic, it's imperative that all of us stay positive and to keep our inner peace. Guard your peace in life. So I'm going to provide you with 7 ways to protect your peace during this pandemic. Life is dynamic. Each of us must acknowledge and deeply appreciate the present moment we have been given. Everything in life is transient, so live in the now. Dhammapada 24, verse 14. Beings are caught in the strands of desire and attachment. They are caught like spiders in their own webs. The wise cut through these bonds and slip out of all their suffering without a backward look. O slave of desire, float upon the stream. Little spider, stick to your web, or else abandon your sorrows for the way. Perhaps you are holding on to a past love, heartache, past negative emotions such as abuse and insults. Try to let it go and move forward in the present. Seek a psychologist or a psychiatrist for counseling to help ease your pain. The second proposition is learning to desire the right things. People spend so much of their life chasing trivial things that don't make their life meaningful or happier in the long run. Rather, they look for short-term commodities. Seeking enlightenment, training your mind through knowledge, education, and meditation, finding fulfillment, purpose. That's what life is about. Dhammapada 14, verses 8. Even a rain of gold could not satisfy your desires, for the smallest taste of enjoyment leads to the suffering of more desires. The rain could turn to gold, and still your thirst would not be sated. Desire is unquenchable, or it ends in tears. The third postulate is pursuing sensual pleasures leads to suffering. This applies to overindulgence in greed, gluttony, carnal knowledge, addictions, and in modern day society, spending increased time online. Dhammapada 16, verse 37. Not ever grasping at pleasure, you will never be bound by its chains. Like nothing, lest you lose it, lest it bring you grief and fear. Go beyond likes and dislikes. This quote truly resonated with me. With our social media, likes or dislikes, which truly leads to personal suffering. For those waiting for acknowledgement from others, try not to overindulge in sensual pleasures as they are transient. Forget the likes or dislikes. Remain neutral. But don't forget to like this video. The fourth credence is that from misery grows beauty. People who have faced adversity in life grow and develop into more compassionate people. For instance, I noticed in the early 90s when Harris's government made a lot of cuts to healthcare that people in hospitals faced higher wait times and less care. My grandmother was in the hospital at this time and had to stay in the emergency room for 2 weeks because there was no beds available to her. This is one of the reasons I chose nursing, to help others, as it imprinted on my mind as my grandmother's roommate begged me for help with care while I was visiting my grandmother in the emergency. Dhammapada 4, verse 58. Upon a heap of rubbish in the roadside ditch blooms a lotus, fragrant and pleasing. Sort of like the phoenix, out of ashes rises a new and more beautiful bird. The fifth notion is that surrounding yourself with good company is vital. Wise, positive people, an uplifting atmosphere, a positive environment are central to enlightenment and inner peace. Basically, you are better off in solitude than with foolish people. And let's be honest and real, this is a gem of advice. Dhammapada 23, verse 330. Better it is to live alone and do no evil. Be carefree like an elephant in the elephant forest. So do your best to maintain a positive attitude, mindset, and surround yourself in positivity to enrich your life and well-being. It's better than being with people that are negative and will bring you down in the long run. The sixth premise is that a trained mind leads to happiness. What this entails is that we need to monitor our thoughts and stop overthinking, relax, and stay calm. One can train their mind through meditation. Dhammapada, you are what you think. All that you are arises from your thoughts. With your thoughts, you make your world. Dhammapada 24, verse 350. He who delights in subduing evil thoughts, who meditates on the impurities, and is ever mindful, it is he who will make an end of craving, and rend asunder Mora's fetter. Achieving relief from our thoughts, unencumbering our mind, is the goal for inner peace. The final and seventh principle is that short-term evil has long-term consequences. This is where the ideology of karma was derived from. This means that acts such as theft, deceit, manipulation, fake news in the media will have repercussions that don't show right away, but ramifications are coming. It may be well with the evil doer, as long as the evil ripens not, but when it does ripen, then the evildoer sees the painful results of his evil deed. Dhammapada 9, verse 119. You reap what you sow. So be mindful of your actions. There's always consequences. Because we're trying to accomplish inner peace, tranquility, raise those vibrations, that's why I brought you to the park where I meditate. I feel more invigorated, refreshed because I'm surrounded by nature and positive things. Sometimes everybody needs their solitude. Take some time today for yourself, for self-care, self-love, to make sure you are living in the present moment, living your best life, pursuing the right things for you, being kind and compassionate, surrounding yourself with positivity, meditating, not overthinking, and being the best version of yourself. You only live one life, so live it with love. We are all living during these unprecedented times, together, one love, good vibes.